Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today I'm going to play through a few rounds of Undergrove. If you want to see our full review, you can click the link on the video description. Otherwise, stick around here and we'll get playing. Okay, so here is a game of Undergrove, all set up for 2 players. Each player is going to get this player board here of their color. Also component boxes of their color, which will look like this. This is the brown players that have all the stuff that you need inside. You're going to put each of these 4 tokens on the appropriate space, color side up. You're going to get 4 carbons, which are these black discs, 2 nitrogen, which are the blue, 2 phosphorus, which are the orange, and 2 potassium, which are the purple, 3 mushroom tiles, which are these right here. You'll have 6 seedlings, I think a whole bunch of roots, I forget how many there are, 4 trees, and then you're going to have one of these little discs here, and you're going to put one of each of the other ones on the goal cards, which I have done already. Starting at 0, except for this one's going to start at 1 because we're trying to have the most roots on the board. And then each player is going to pick a corner in here and put down a seedling and a root pointing into the Earth Lover tile. Okay. Then you'll have one other disc over there on the bonus track that you'll have at the bottom. You'll set up the 3 stack of bonus tiles on each of the spaces, number of players +1. Have the goods off to the side, all the cubes and stuff, and have the tiles off to the side, and we're ready to go. Okay. So this game is pretty simple. On your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of these 5 actions. And that's basically going to help you get more seedlings out on the board, put roots into the mushrooms. You want to get roots into the mushrooms to score points. And you're trying to have your seedlings suck up carbon to make trees, because trees are going to help you score all of your roots instead of some. Okay, and I'll explain that a little bit more detail later. So the actions are activate. Wherever you have a seedling with a root pointed into a mushroom, you can activate that. So I could pay the cost to activate this. In this case, there's nothing. Normally the cost is here. You have to flip a tile usually and then pay some kind of carbon onto the mushroom. But here you can do that. Then you get to do this ability here. Okay. Anywhere you have a root, you can activate a mushroom. You can absorb. Absorbing is, say this player had a root here. Absorbing is taking carbon from the mushroom, sucking it up into your seedling to help you grow a tree. Okay. Every time you absorb carbon, you move up on that track. Now, if there's no carbon in a root, say both the carbons are down here, I can move carbon to where I have a root. Every one that I move, I have to spend a cube or flip one of these tokens. So I could move 1 here. I'd flip one of those tokens. Then I could suck that up right into there. Okay. Once you get 3 carbons onto your seedling, it becomes a tree. Okay. Next action is reproduce. You pay a carbon and 2 phosphorus. You put down a new seedling and a root pointing in any tile connected to that seedling. Okay. Next is part, and you can always spend any cube to play another mushroom tile. So if I did a reproduce, I could play a cube, put a mushroom tile out to give me more options. Okay. Next is partner. You can pay a carbon and 2 phosphorus or potassium, sorry, and you can put 2 roots anywhere out onto your seedlings. Has to be connected to a seedling that's already there, and you have to be pointing at a tile. Okay. Final action is you can photosynthesize. You get 2 carbon, or you can spend one of these blue cubes for an extra carbon, and then all of these get to flip over. Because once they're activated, they go to the gray side. They can flip them over. Then you can discard any of these tiles that you want and redraw back up to 3. Okay, those are the actions. So green player is going to go first. They would have this, but I'm having this. I'll just have it under here so I know. I don't want them to take up more table space than it already will, because this is a kind of a table beast. So what do they want to do? I think I want to I'm going to reproduce already, because I want to get some more seedlings out there. So I'm going to spend a carbon. I'm going to spend 2 phosphorus. And I can put another tile out, which I will. I'll spend a blue and I'll put a tile out. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tile out. These are the tiles that I have. When you reproduce, you get an extra root. When you photosynthesize, you get an extra carbon, and when you partner, you get an extra root. I think I'm going to do the photosynthesize one. I'm going to put it right here. So I played that down. Now I'm going to reproduce, because that's the action that I paid for. And when you play a tile, you draw a new one. So now I'm going to photosynthesize. I put a new seedling down anywhere I want. I'm going to put it here, because I just put that tile down. And then I'm going to place one of my roots onto any of the mushrooms around. I'm going to go to the new one that I just placed, and there we go. So now I have placed 2 second root, so I move up 2 on this track. At the end of the game, we're going to get points for whoever has the most roots on the board. Okay, I'll explain these in a little more detail as we go. Okay, that was green's turn. Now it is brown's turn, and I think what brown wants to do is, I'm actually going to absorb. These are probably not the best actions. I just want to show you how the actions work. So what they're going to do is they're going to absorb, and they're going to have to move it 1 because they only have a 1 root. So they're going to move 1 here, and they're going to do that by spinning a blue cube because it's cube or flip a tile. Then they're going to absorb. You can only ever absorb 1 carbon unless there's a tile that says otherwise. And then because they absorbed a carbon, they slide that up. They get the bonus, which is a nitrogen. All right, so there they go. Now, why do you want carbon on there? There's a couple reasons. You can see on the board here, let me scoot this up, that you're going to score based on trees and carbon on seedlings. So 1 carbon on a seedling scores 1. So right now, this brown player would get 2 points. If they had 2 carbon and they had roots pointing into 2 roots, they could score both of them. If they had 3 carbon, which turns it into a tree, if you have roots all around, you'll score all those tiles. So you want to get, the reason that you're putting carbon out there and turning these into trees is to score more points. All right, so back to green. So we did reproduce and absorb. All right, so I think I'm actually going to photosynthesize because I want to use that tile that I'm pointing to. So I'm going to take the photosynthesize action. I don't need to, but I'm going to. So I'm pointed at this tile. It means I have access to that tile. When I photosynthesize, I get an extra carbon. So normally you get 2, but because I'm pointed to that tile, I get 3. And I can also spend a blue cube to get another one, which I will, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to spin that, take another one. And now, because I have spin a blue cube, turn 1 blue cube into nitrogen, I get to move up on this track. All right, done. So that was a pretty decent turn. And I can flip all my tokens back, which I didn't spend. I can get rid of some of my tiles, which I want to do as well. I'm going to discard these 2 and draw 2 more. So now I have some different tiles that I can work with. Okay, back to brown. Brown wants to reproduce. They got to get some more stuff out there as well. So I think what they're going to, they're going to partner. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to partner. So first thing they're going to do is they're going to pay a carbon, 2 purple. They're going to pay an extra cube because they want to place a tile. So let's see. What do they got? Ooh, this one's awesome. So this is a absorb extra. They're going to play that one. They're going to put that right there. So that will, you pay 3 carbon and you can absorb any 2 carbon on that space, which is pretty awesome. They draw a new tile. And now they're going to partner. So they get to put 2 more roots down. So they're going to put 1 on that new tile that they just placed because you want to have access to that because that's awesome. And then they'll go ahead and put a new one down pointed at this one so they can get some goods. And now they got to get some carbon so they can score these tiles. Okay, done. So that was their turn. Back to me. I think, ooh, I need to get some cubes. So I'm going to partner. I need to get some roots down, so I spend a carbon and 2 purple. Do I want to play a tile? Yeah, I will play a tile. I want to play this tile right here, so I got to spend another cube. Oop, nope, don't have any cubes, just kidding. Not playing a tile. So then I am partnering, so I get to put some roots down. I want to do this one, because I need to activate, so I need to get pointing at some things. And I'm going to point to this one. Okay. All right. Then back to brown. Brown is going to activate as well, or they're going to activate, so I can show you how that works. So they're going to activate this tile. So this costs a blue. It's a blue tile, so they have to spend their blue. Then they're going to place the carbon onto the mushroom. And as an ongoing ability, if there's never any carbon in the forest, all 4 of the items around this one get a carbon on it. Then they're going to get an orange cube and a blue cube, phosphorus and nitrogen. And they would get to flip over their green tile if they had used it, which they did not. Okay. Done. Back to me. Now I want to activate, I think. Yeah, I need some cubes real bad. So I will activate this one. So that cost me yellow and a carbon. I have a pile of carbon. So now this mushroom has 2 carbon. Then I will get an orange and a purple, or potassium and phosphorus. And oh, and I have 4 roots now because I did that partner. They have 2, so they're good. Okay. And that is my turn. Okay. This player, I think they're going to absorb. So let's see. They only have, no, they're going to photosynthesize. So they're going to get 2 carbon for photosynthesizing because they need some more carbon because we're going to be moving some stuff around later. And I think they'll spend 1 blue cube, which will give them another carbon and move them up on this track. All right. My turn. I still don't have enough cubes, but I'm going to absorb. So I'm going to absorb this one here. I don't have to move anything because I'm connected to it. I'll move this over here. I get a nitrogen. All right, done. That player, they're going to activate this tile. So they're going to flip their yellow. They have to pay 3 carbon. It's expensive. Okay. Then move any 2 carbon 0 to 2 spaces and absorb them. Okay, so they're going to go, they're not going to move them at all, 0 to 2, and absorb them. So they're going to take these 2. That will give them a tree because they have 3 carbon. Okay. And which will move them up there, which will get, let me do that right now so don't forget. So they get a bonus tile. When you take a bonus tile, you look at the stack, you pick what you want, and they're going to pick these. Acorns are points at the end of the game, so they're going to take those. Okay, and they absorbed. They didn't move any of those. Done. Did that. Absorbed. Do they want to? They can't place a tile for that one, so they are done. And then may pay to move them further. Okay, they don't want to do that, so they're done. They absorbed. That was a good turn for them. They got a tree. So now all 4 of the roots around that tree will score. They want to get one here to get 3 more points. Okay, I still need some cubes. This is terrible, man. So I will activate this tile here. It's cost a blue. Spend a carbon. And I get an orange and a blue, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Okay. Done. Back to that player. They are going to reproduce because they need to get some more seedlings out. So they need a carbon and 2 orange. Do they want to play a tile? Yes, they're going to play this one right here. The ones where you can absorb more stuff is better. So we're going to do that. Draw a new tile. I got to pay a cube for that. So let's pay that one. Okay, then we're going to do a seedling right here on the new tile with a root pointed to the new tile because brown's all in the absorbing business. They now have 3 roots. They have 4 roots technically, so they're tied. We're all both caught up on 4. Okay, done. Back to me. What do I want to do? I want to absorb. So I'm going to absorb as well. I'm going to snag this one up. So I absorb that. I have absorbed. Nope. So I'm going to move this up. I get a bonus. Let's take a phosphorus. Cash that in. Get a phosphorus. Done. All right, brown's turn. This will probably be the last turn, then I'll explain some other things to you. Brown is going to... They're going to absorb, and they're going to move. So I'm going to move 1 over to here. I have to spend a cube or flip a tile. I'll flip a tile. And then they're going to absorb. Brown will move up 1, and they will get to put out a new root. And they will put out the root around their tree, so they will score. And because they put out a root, they're going to move this up. Okay. The game's going to keep going like that until... what is the end of the game trigger? What is the end of the game trigger? Oh, till someone gets to the top of that board there. Once you get to the top, you're going to select one of these actions. You're going to finish that round and play another one. So it's a pretty quick game. Then you're going to score. Scoring is broken down right here on your player board. Let me move this up so you can see it for sure. So you're going to score 1 root if you have a seedling with 1 carbon. Okay, so for example, this one wouldn't score because I don't have any carbon on it, which this is not the end of the game, so I'm just saying. But this one has 2 carbons, so it'll score both those roots, so I get 5 points for that, okay? A tree will score all 4 roots, so they would score 3, 5, 6, 9 points for their tree based on the acorns, okay? Then you're going to get bonus tiles, so this player would get 2 points for their bonus tiles. Then you're going to get a point for every 2 carbon, 2 cubes, or combination of cube and carbon. And then you're going to add all that together, and whoever has the most points is the winner. And that is how you play Undergrove. Again, if you want to see our full review. Oh, one more thing. Bonus tiles. Sorry, I forgot. These are going to score as well. So it would be whoever has the most roots. In this case, it's brown. They would get 9. Green would get 5. Base, you want to turn carbon or nitrogen into carbon. You need to do that at least 4 times to get a point. And then you want to move 1 or 2 spaces to that. So I think brown actually did that last time. So based on how many times you do that, you're going to score some points as well. Then after all that is said and done, whoever has the most points is the winner. So that is Undergrove. Again, if you want to see our full review, you can click the link in the video description. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And as always, keep gaming.